Tens of thousands of power outages across Northeast Ohio right now as a high wind warning remains in effect. And that's prompted a weather impact alert.
We've seen gusts well over 50 miles an hour in some parts of Northeast Ohio. Meteorologist Mark Johnson with us now. A look at the rest of the evening, but I have got to point out the video he has online. He was on our back deck. 85-mile-per-hour wind just came right at him. We'll show you later.
Absolutely. 85-mile-an-hour wind gusts measured at Burke Airport. Our studio's, of course, right across the street, and I was outside at the time. We'll show it to you right now. And these fires that we're seeing here are obviously caused by the high winds causing power lines to arc and to come down. And of course, stay away from downed power lines. You do not know if they're still active. Please, it's so dangerous. Right now, we got a 51 in Mansfield, 41 Cleveland. We got 40s, 50s. Now, Ashtabula is down to 39. Here's your big weather story here. You got wind gusts still. Elyria at 52 miles per hour, 51 in Worcester. Akron, Canton, current wind gust right now, top of the hour, 54 miles per hour. Dover, New Philly near 60. Cleveland down to 40 after an 85-mile-an-hour wind gust. Here they are, Burke Airport, 85.2 miles per hour, 3:09 p.m. Hopkins and Lorain all touched hurricane force, 77 miles per hour. Millersburg and Worcester at 71 miles per hour. Our high wind warning continues through 8 p.m. For most of the state of Ohio, that will expire. Boom. Cuyahoga, Lake Geauga, and Ashtabula counties, you go until 2 a.m. Especially along the shoreline, you're still going to see wind gusts 50, 60 plus miles per hour past midnight. Things should quiet down, but not until tomorrow morning. I've had to turn on our Pittsburgh radar site right there because Cleveland blown out. Cleveland's radar is down, and they think it could be weather-related. Here you go. So we do have a few isolated rain showers out there. Weather impact alert today through 2 a.m. Saturday morning for 50 to 70 plus mile-an-hour winds near hurricane force. Power outages, we've got 254,000. Last count, trees are coming down, power lines down. Stay away from the downed power lines. National Design Mart hour by hour. It's going to be cold and windy overnight tonight, maybe a brief shower early. 30s for overnight lows, but more fun weather to come. I'll show you that next.
Okay, we're looking forward to that.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't be either.
Okay.
And right now we are live on the scene of a tree that has fallen into a home on West 130th and Lorain in Cleveland, likely once again due to high winds. We've reached out to Cleveland Fire for information and have not heard back as of yet. Of course, we'll keep you posted. To Macedonia now, where firefighters are on the scene of a nursing home fire on Valley View Road. Our Kristen Moran now joins us live with what we know at this hour. Kristen, good evening.
Russ, good evening to you. Well, the scene is now all clear after firefighters battled a fire earlier this afternoon at this nursing home avenue. I want to show you the roof here. Now, I was able to speak with the mayor and the fire chief. They told me that's where that fire started. It was because of an HVAC system, although they're still figuring out the exact cause of this situation. Now, inside this facility, there were 91 residents. Thankfully, the mayor and fire chief emphasized this. Everyone is okay. There were no injuries reported. Now, multiple crews showed up on scene. The mayor said Northfield and Twinsburg, among other departments, also assisted in battling this. And one thing that I spoke to the fire chief about is you heard Mark Johnson mention that wind was really challenging for them as they battled this fire, but they were able to get it out quickly. Now, there is extensive water damage, of course, inside of this facility, and they are working to eventually move out the residents to different places. But again, to just emphasize, the mayor and the fire chief both saying how grateful they are that no crews, no residents are injured in this fire that they were able to battle. And of course, the state fire marshal is looking into the exact cause of this. Russ.
Okay, Kristen Moran in Macedonia. Thank you so much.
And crews responded to a restaurant fire in Willoughby Hills this afternoon. Want to go back out to Amaya Ward now. She's been on the scene for us this evening. Amaya, what is the status of things there now?
Hi, Christy. Crews have also cleared out here in Willoughby Hills, but they say when they arrived, they saw light smoke coming from the outside of the building and also some small flames near the roof line. So they say that they initially got a call regarding a smoke coming from a fire inside the bathroom inside the restaurant. And so the fire chief says this looks like it was electrical. He said estimates about 10 to 15 people were inside at the time, but says everyone was able to get out safely. The chief says strong winds moving through the state made the response more complicated, as departments across the region were already dealing with downed power lines, fire calls, and even people trapped in elevators. And because of that, the fire chief says it took about 20 to 30 minutes before additional crews were able to respond here.
The problem is First Energy is in storm mode, so they're tied up with a lot of different incidents. We also, while this was going on, we also had people trapped in elevators, additional, lines down with fire. So we were trying to get other fire departments, since we had a lot of units tied up here.
The fire chief says the flames were contained to a small portion of the roof. They did have to remove about a 5 by 15 foot area, but thankfully no injuries were reported here. And the chief wants to remind everyone to just avoid any downed power lines. Christy.
Yeah, very good reminder. Amaya, thank you so much.
Hundreds of thousands are without power right now in Northeast Ohio. Let's take a look at where things stand at this hour. In Cuyahoga County, 533,000 are without power. In Summit County, more than 224,000 outages at this hour. And in Geauga County, 39,000 power outages have been reported.